recorded.
Okay.
Okay. So now it's being recorded. Now I guess the next thing I'm gonna have to figure out is to how to save this in case I don't know if I know Francine said she's gonna be joining here too, so if anyone else comes in late, then um we'll just catch them up as we go, I guess. So Ty, there's Becky is currently my POA. In case I get like incapacitated or unable to make my own decisions, that's gonna be Becky. She's gonna be pretty much taking over pretty much everything. Um, so since the last time we talked here, I'm gonna just go ahead and share my screen here so you know exactly what's going on here. Um, um, you see my screen, yes?
It's pretty dark. Oh,
Yes.
there we go.
Okay, so here we're gonna go here. This stupid thing here. Okay. Okay. Mm. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna roll back pretty far back here. Here. This is what May, June. This is the first one when in June. Or the I think this is the last time you and I talked, Ty. In June that the 3D was abnormal, right?
Right.
There's no personal history. This one is pretty much saying screening because it's dense. Back in 21, when I first had it, but after COVID, they said they couldn't really see it because it was dense. And then there's the first time in June they said there were calcifications. I don't know if you guys can there were calcifications here. They couldn't see what that was. So they had no idea what that was first on the right here. Okay, but nothing on the left. Okay. Negative on the left. Okay. But then they recommended further imaging. Here. That was back in June. And that was here. Then there's the retraining for the tomosynthesis here. Again, that came out negative. Highly suspicious. Here. There. Then highly suggested. This is where they possibly thought it was, right? That's just the tomosynthesis here. And then in June, this is where I got the phone call, Dr. Connor. Do you remember that video that was posted in the chat when I
Mm.
was officially diagnosed? That was when I was this the pathology. This is actually when I was actually diagnosed here. When it says um this is the actual diagnosis here, invasive ductal there. And when they gave me that whole book, pretty much was this whole book. Oh shit, where am I? Hello. Picture. Can't see me. What happened?
Nope. What'd you do?
There. They gave me
What?
this whole book. Looks like one of my nursing books. Remember that, Ty? Did I read that book? No, I didn't. So, but there's tabs, so it's make it look like I read it, right? But chapter after chapter after chapter, basically what they said in a nutshell, because I have so much cancer in my family that you could have two, and there's Francine. Um, you could have basically two kinds of the cancers. Hi, Fran. You can have two kinds of the cancer. You can have the IDC or the DCIS. Well, I was lucky enough to get both, and this one is so close to the lymph node right here. So they took a biopsy of that one, and it turned out to be malignant anyways. So that's what the biopsy here says. this is the biopsy is malignant right here of the grade 2 malignancy associated with DCIS. Okay. The second one they said was the DCIS, which is basically invasive was the cell membrane has already broken. The DCIS is the one that cell membrane has not broken, but has the potential to break. Okay, and that's the ones that are concerned about. The invasive one is the one that is 9 centimeters away from the closest lymph node. That's the one that they're worried about. Okay. And then right here, where is I think Dr. Reschke, my oncologist, had said that they want to proceed with that's when they started talking about, okay, rattling surgery, you can do lumpectomy, mastectomy, da 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 da. And I was still, what the fuck happened? What's going on? I didn't know if I wanted to do any surgery at this point. That's where I quit my job, and it took me 2 months to even know what was going on because I had just got diagnosed and I didn't know if I wanted to work. I didn't know if I was going to do treatment because if I knew if I did treatment, I would be stuck at a hospital like every single day for the rest of my life. And then I would do radiation, which is Monday through Friday. You guys know I live by myself. I'm not gonna ask anybody to do it myself. And then the anti-estrogen medication is tamoxifen and methotrexate, which I looked up. It has more bad side effects than good side effects, which would push me into menopause and cause me to even have early ovarian cancer, uterine cancer. I already have so much cancer in my life, and it's gonna cause me to become even sicker. And I'm like, I'm not sick now. I'm still healthy. Why am I gonna do this? I don't need to do this. So that's when I remember still placing that call to Becky. I was like, Becky, do you remember last year when it was with me and Brent? When it was simple procedure to remove the cancerous node of my when I had lung cancer last year. That simple procedure, 3 hour procedure. I woke up 6 days later in the ICU. And that's where I almost died because they couldn't revive me. And a month later, I was sitting again with the oncology team with Brent's parents, and he was there. And when I said, I'm not doing this, if this ever happens again, no surgery, no cancer, no chemo, no radiation, no nothing. Brent walked out. And I remember that the only person I could have sign the paper for none of the no surgery, no chemo, no radiation was Becky. Becky was the only person last year that could sign that paper with me. And I don't know exactly what because the only person that Brent was communicating with was Becky. I don't know what happened because I was out. I was unconscious. So whatever Becky and him, whatever that did to Brent, I think mentally it fucked him up. I really did, honestly. And we don't talk about it. He is never talking about it. So I think he just shut down. And whatever that did to him, I'll never know. But ever since then, I made that diagnosis. I made that upon myself. I don't want to be resuscitated if that's ever going to happen again because I had a really bad reaction to anesthesia. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put myself through that. I don't want to be in the hospital anymore. I don't want to do that. So I signed that paper last year. And I told Becky, if this is going to happen again, we're not doing this. No surgery, no radiation, no chemo. That. Forward again this year in June. This is when I got diagnosed again, the following year. So I was like, and now they're pushing me into this whole radiation. You go right into radiation, and they're looking at, okay, like if it's within how many centimeters that pushes you right into chemo. And your chemo, especially for breast cancer, it's not like the chemo that I had last year where it was like twice a week. This one was once every 3 weeks. So it's the potency of the cancer drug that I was taking. So once every 3 weeks for how long? For 36 weeks or longer. And I wouldn't be able to work. So and it's like I can't, who's gonna take care of me? I'm single. I have 2 dogs. I still have bills. I don't have a mother and fathership to depend on, and you all know how my relationship is with them. So I have no one to depend on but me, no one, literally no one. So why am I going to do that? Why? So I was like, I'm not going to do all that. And when I told Becky this, I actually didn't have to tell her. Becky was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So that was pretty much the results. This is just the last results here, the biopsy. So moving forward here, this is July 9 again. So the next thing that happened again was the Holter monitor. I started having arrhythmias. This is what added on to it. They added on a Holter monitor because I was starting to have arrhythmia, like really bad PVCs, skipping heartbeats. Um, when this started to exacerbate, my heart started to like really jump, because I was already diagnosed with palpitations here with mild sinus brady and sinus tachy, like really, really low to really, really high. And this is the one back in July here. So Holter, if I go slow, lower, smaller. Um, AFib flutters is showing here. I'm having a lot of AFib here. Um, the highest back in July. Actually, see, Becky, it wasn't really that bad. This one back in this February is a lot lower. This one, the maximum heart rate here, if you see it's 163, it's higher. So I can't get the mouse working. So you go, oops. Um, the few time you see that red thing here is when I triggered it, and then usually it takes a picture of 30 seconds before and 30 seconds after of when I triggered the alarm. My mouse is not working. Right. Oh, I'm gonna do it this way then. So I triggered this quite a bit here because I started feeling really bad here. The heart rate on this one, well, shh, come on. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I hate this. There. My battery. Hold on. I think it's my battery. Anyways. Come on. Well, I did. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So that's pretty much the whole thermometer. I started having AFib problems here. Um, but that's just added on the problems here. Then the breast here that they wanted, because of the biopsy that came out normal, they wanted to see how bad that lesion was on the right side. So that breast one here, known malignancy, they wanted to see exactly how big it was so that they want to know if I needed to go right into radiation chemo. And if you see the dimensions there, I fit right into chemo. My radiation would be Monday through Friday for 6 weeks. Right after that, a week of one week of a break and right into chemotherapy. That would have been my projected plan because of the dimensions of this. But this right here was back in July. This is July. Okay. So treatment plan for the right breast is what they really want me to. Um, it changes over time, and they keep actually calling me about to do this. And they did a whole genetic history about me, mother, maternal aunt, and they know um, the 9 centimeters from the heart maker invasive ductal and DCIS. So it shows that I have both diagnoses there. So this is back in Joel, where was I? Right here. Then that's another one just showing the same thing here. Then again in July again here, this is just more of that. September I started having a lot more heart arrhythmias and everything. Um Back here, I think the newest one here would probably want to be my CT here, which is probably um what do I want to say this? Showing why I was having a lot of chest pain. My chest pain was actually being more exacerbated here. Um I think my Doppler here, this is the one that's kind of showing now what's really causing my PVCs and atrial fib. This is my official diagnosis of it. This is now showing that my tricuspid valve is leaky. I have a leak in that tricuspid valve, which is, this one is actually not bad. They said they want that number to be a little bit higher, but it's not due to that. And they're finding out this is the reason why I'm having AFib all the time, by having so many um, skipped or irregular rhythms. This is going to show you exactly why. So, average resting heart rate here was 69 beats the heart, and my resting heart rate there is 152. You don't really know, that's not good. That's pretty high. 152. So I am at risk for AFib and hypertension. And that's just resting. I was just sitting. And this, let's see. I did an echo here, and then it's indications of AFib. This is my official diagnosis of AFib. So they said everything else looks normal. The only thing is like there's a leaky valve here. Um, now we're just pretty much going over the Holter monitor. I don't know if you know exactly what a Holter monitor does, but and this is the other thing that kind of looks kind of mildly concerning. They can't really see the pulmonic valve. That's probably due to the stent that was the blockage. That's the other block that they can't see that they found also. And here's again the regurgitation of the leaky valve here. So when I put on a Holter monitor on me, what it does is it records arrhythmias, irregular rhythms. So and usually it'll do it on its own. However, there are, glitches in the system where if I feel it and the monitor doesn't, I'll push a little button on it and it alarms, and it'll record the rhythm 30 seconds before and 30 seconds after a rhythm. Okay, so here you're going to see pretty much, this is just pretty much recording everything here. Trying you like basically explaining the different signatures and everything. So if I go, so that's just one of the Holter monitors here for the Doppler. That's the Doppler to look at my Holt. And I think this is the one here. So now that's basic terminology for the Holter. So this one is, I think this is the 23 pages. So this one is, I wore this for 10 days, and you can see that it automatically records. For 10 days, it was 23 pages. That's how many times it recorded. Okay. So for 7 days, and this was just back in January, last month. So maximum heart rate recorded was 159. Remember, the one in July was what, 160? So and then the minimum heart rate was 51 here. Um, so let's see. and I think, I don't know if you can see that here. The total number of times I pushed it was 11 times, but there were a total of 1,000 here. Right? If you look down here, there was a thousand events down here, 1,042 events over 23 pages of this. And we'll kind of go over really quick here. This is what it kind of looks like, what they're looking at the density of the heart right here. So they're looking at sinus, the rhythms, the Brady, the tachy, and the longest, what I say, longest RR, the resting rates. So see, where is it? Okay, so here we're going on here. So I can explain what this is. All right, here. So this is what we're looking at here. Sinus tacking anything over 100, of course. Brady is anything lower, but then the longest, the one that they're concerned about here is the longest RR. RR is resting rates, which means the longest time between continuous peaks of the heart where the heart does not beat. It literally is quiet. That's the longest. It's only supposed to be 1 to 2 seconds. Mine was actually longer than that. And so that's the one that they're actually looking at. See, if you're looking at the average here, the highest, I think they said 159, I can't remember, but it's down here somewhere. But see, I'm all over the place. And you'll see in the strips itself that you can see it's actually, I don't have a whole lot of triggers, but these are the ones when it auto detects and then it records on its own. So, so one of these is the ones this is the accurate one. This is the tachycardic one. This is one if you see that the peaks here are pretty close together right here. That's really not what a normal heart rhythm looks like. They're not supposed to look like that. Okay, this one is the, oh shit. Oops. Okay, go here. Okay. Okay, let's go down more over. There we go. Okay. So see the peaks right here, they're not really supposed to be, if you know anything about looking at EKG lead strips, they're not supposed to be looking, shit! There, okay. So they're not supposed to be looking like that. That's too close together. This is the one that more look, this is what they're looking at here, the longest rates. If you look at how far apart these are together, that's what they're looking at. That's where I'm having skip beats right here.
Halfway there, you stupid donkey. Now keep me on the charger or I will fucking die again.
Sounds about right.
I forgot the automation does that. Anyways, so tachycardia. So see if you see the difference between the two peaks are here are much closer than here. That's when I actually have skipped here. And see, I did not even trigger this. It detects that on its own here. And then this was the acute heart rate here was 159 here. So here again is the longest one, another one here. So that's more than 2 seconds right here on these ones here when I actually feel it. And again, I didn't trigger it. You'll see what it looks like when I trigger it. See right here too. See? Um, so this is what it looks like when I trigger it. Trigger is when I push that button. When I push the button, it sounds like the sound when your smoke detector is low on battery. That's what that sounds like. It goes just like that. And everyone around me is like, what the fuck is that noise? So it makes that noise. So when it does, it records 30 seconds before and 30 seconds after. So usually what happens, I'll feel the weird beat and then I'll push it. That's what happens. And then people will sound weird. It sounds like my auto start on my car, Becky, if you know what that sounds like. That's what it sounds. That's how loud it is. So that's what it looks like here. And if they smush it together, they want to see, okay, how often is it happening? So you see that one right here, and then another small episode right here too. So you see how often it's happening here. Right, that's a trigger. This is when I actually pushed it here. And it's all getting kind of fancy. Sinus tachycardia, ventricular tach, whatever, blah, blah, whatever. So this one also recorded one here. I didn't even know that one was going on here. Um, another trigger right here. Then it happened here and another one probably way back here. But if I'm looking at these times, this is at 8 o'clock at night. So I'm at home here. I'm at home here. And bradycardia, this is 9 o'clock at night. So I'm at home. Am I sleeping? Probably not. I'm just sitting there watching TV. Another sign. This one is actually maybe one of my most normal ones because it was 60. So this is 9 o'clock at night. Then this one was a trigger. This one was 11, 10 o'clock at night. So I triggered this one. Don't know what was going on here, but here and here too was all over the place. And then here, 3 o'clock, I was at work here. So this one, I was at work here. Um, this one again, I was at work again here. And then another one at night. This was at night. I was probably going to sleep here. And here's another one of the weirdest ones here. This one is at work right here where I hit a peak right here and I felt that sharp right here. And then it just kept going. Yeah. So that I think for me that's the newest one here for me, which is like the newest arrhythmias, having more a monitor and everything, and them wanting to decide if I wanted to go on either blood thinners or making this more permanent, which is like an implanted pacemaker called an ICD. I opted against doing the blood thinners because that's what they stopped me going when I had my pneumonia. So because that's what's called a bleed out. I bled out from that and I was in the hospital for 2, 3 weeks after that. So I didn't do the um aspirin, the low dose aspirin, or even 325 aspirin. Um, I opted against that. So I think the next pressing here was this one just last week. This is the one that Becky and I were just talking about. This is the X-ray. So this one, I think this one might show it. I can't remember if it's this one. Yeah, I think this is it. So this is the most pressing one right here. All right, that's just my. All right. No, that it? Okay, here. This one. So this one probably takes the place of my PET scan at the end of this month because because I went in for chest pain and everything. And if you can see, there's one node here, there's one node here, and there's one node there. That node, that's the one from my lung cancer last year. It's still there. And this wire here is not supposed to be there. It got loose, it got dislodged because I have permanent implants. This is what's dislodged already. They're supposed to be permanently here and permanently here, but it's free floating in muscle mass. So that's new. This is new, what they found. Okay, I think there's a side view you might be able, I don't know if they can, I think there's a side view that was better that you can see it. No, that's just the notes here. But yeah, this is just here, right here. So pretty much what they're saying, what's causing the chest pain. When they did like the chest x-ray, the CAT scan and everything, they said it's pretty clear, but um, since I'm having a lot of increased pressure in this area, there are lymph nodes in this area. So when they're saying they're lymph nodes, and they're saying it has spread to these lymph nodes here. And lymph nodes, as you probably already know, are the gateway. So it can go from here to here to here. It can pretty much metastasize. It can spread. So as of February 10, I went from stage 2 to stage 3. I am now a stage 3 because it's now in my lungs. Because it has invaded this lung right here, and it's causing increased pain here, which is causing the AFib, the flutters, and everything, because it's causing increased pain on the mediastinum right here, and that's exactly where my heart is. That's why I'm having increased pain. So that's it. So it has nothing to do with my lungs. It has nothing to do with anything else. It's the cancer now that is spreading, is what I was told. So now I'm a stage 3. And now the um oncologists keep calling me. They still want me to do the cancer treatment, the surgery. And I said, I'm still on board with my plan. I'm not doing it anymore. I don't want to do it. So what's your plan? My plan is still, I told my doctor, it's like I still have that DNR in place, and now talking about like having to push forward with writing my will. Francine already knows this, that I had made Katie my financial beneficiary. I had to put her down as my beneficiary. She gets 100%. I fought tooth and nail with Sharon about this because Logan is not there. Don't get me started with Logan. But I made Katie my financial beneficiary for that. So all financial bank accounts will go to Katie. But as far as making a will, and getting it notarized. I have to, according to my doctor, she says before we get the DNR, there are so many speculations about the treatment plan and looking into palliative care. And I need to have it official, not only just 2 people, I need to have at least 3 witnesses to sign it, notarize it, file it with the county, and have them have it actually on their persons and add them onto your emergency contacts list, which I already have. So Ty, you are on there, Francine, you're on there, Becky's on there, and Kat is already on there. So if in the event something were to happen, and I think I accidentally triggered it today, which Becky got a call at 6 in the morning. And so I got a call at 6 in the morning. Hey, and it's like, hello, and it was an area code from Kansas, like Geraldine. I was like, who is calling me by that name? I haven't heard that name in a while. You okay? Just calling if you're okay. I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm actually on my way to going to work. Well, okay, so we don't have to send paramedics, right? No, you don't. Please don't. Please don't. It's like, okay, well, I think we might have called your emergency contact. Shit. It's like, well, that's gonna be fine. You just woke him up. So if an event that were to happen, iPhone users, all it does, it'll automatically send you, it'll ping you, it'll probably call you and send you my location. So that's what EMS is going to do. Because if I don't auto respond within 5 seconds, it will call you. Just like Becky, it did call Becky. So, because I think Becky was the only one on there, I don't know. But it will call you if you don't respond. And if I don't respond, it'll send paramedics to my location. So I had to pick it. I didn't even know who it was. So that is on my phone already. You guys are on emergency contacts because I have to first, before me and Becky go to my doctor, before we actually activate and update the DNR plan, we have to go ahead and finish the will first. And then once we finalize that, get copies sent out to all corners of the fucking world, like to California, 2 to California, 1 North Carolina, and 2 over here, and then get you guys to sign off on that, bring it back, and then get it stamped, notarized, and everything. Once I get all 4 signatures, then I send them all back to you guys, so you guys have all those official copies. Please keep those in a safe place, please, because I will have a hard copy on my laptop and in my safe in my house. It'll be in the front door of my house if paramedics are ever called in my house, so they know I am an automatic DNR. It's on my phone already, so everyone that is ever gonna be in contact with me that I am a DNR, and they know that's so. That's um. This is just the latest scam that I have because I did go in for like severe chest pain. I think the biggest thing for me now, my plan is with Becky is to manage pain without narcotic. I'm not like big in the whole narcotics thing. And Tylenol, let's face it, it's like gum tic tac. No, the Tylenol doesn't work. And plus, I can't really do a lot of Tylenol anyways, because I'm not about to screw up my liver or what other organ I have left working in my body. So, um, Tylenol is no. Currently I'm on I'm almost afraid to say this, but I'm glad you guys aren't nurse professionals. I'm on 1,000 milligrams of Perbaxin. Yeah, I know it's bad. Sorry. It's overdosing myself. Sorry. Um, but it helps with the pain. Um, 1,000 milligrams for Perbaxin. That's almost like three equivalent to like 3 grams of Tylenol. Kind of. But um, it helps me sleep at night. It takes the pain away temporarily, and if you can Google it yourself, I hope you don't because that's a little too much for me to take. You can take Robaxin on an empty stomach 4 times a day, but I'm not in chronic pain. It's only like when I get palpitation, chest pain, and I usually can manage it when Luna is here. Luna is actually not here. She's actually with Brent because that's when I went to the emergency room and I was there for a couple days, and that's when Brent kind of stepped in, took the dogs, and he actually wants to know what's going on, which I think we all know where Brent's mental status. He's just not mentally capable, I want to say, to handle this kind of stuff because I still don't know where his brain was when it happened this time almost last year. I don't think he's actually able to. And I'm not trying to say that to protect him or like talk shit about him. I just I don't know if he's able because I don't know exactly what last year did to him. I don't know. And I don't think I ever will. And I really don't care. But I'm not gonna put that burden on him, which is why I mean he got so upset. It's like, how come you didn't want me to? Because it's a complete thought and a complete sense because you just weren't there. Mentally, you weren't there. You checked out. Also, why we didn't last. But I mean, he wasn't there. Which is why I chose Becky at that point, and it's like I know for a fact that, I trust her with my whole fiber of my being that she's not gonna put her needs. It's like, oh no, we're gonna do CPR. I know for a fact that she's just gonna, this is what I want, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what she would want to have happen. She's gonna put my needs in front of hers. And I kind of know for a fact that Brett wouldn't do that. So, and I know him well enough that he wouldn't do that. Um, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to go over the scans here with you guys showing this because I think the last time, I think when was that? When was that, Becky, when I triggered the metal detectors? Was that October? November, no, December. I think that was in December because I can feel it here when they in July when they put in that chip to keep track of it, right? But in December when I went in to like for a routine, I when I went through the melody tigers, I was like, oh, are you kidding? I'm not wearing anything, but then it triggered their EMR upstairs, which triggered the phone call, which triggered this. So this is kind of showing you exactly where those are up here. The two nodes up here, and then the one here, the one that they could not get to because it's directly underneath my sternum. It's one right here. That's the one they left. And when they attempted to last year, that's the one they attempted to last year, and that's the one that made me slip under because they just couldn't arrive me. So, and I got all that information from Becky like maybe 3 months after I was out of the hospital, and she told me exactly what happened after. So, and they decided to leave it because I would have died if they decided to take it out. So, and that's the one that we're monitoring. And I think for PET scans, I'm covered for February. This is where I'm still, do I still want to continue with 90-day PET scans? So February, March, April, May. I'm gonna have to do this again in May because now this one, that nodule has already spread. It's already here in this mass right here. I'm already at a stage 3. I mean, is it gonna get worse? Oh yeah, it's not gonna get any better. I already know that. There's no way it's gonna get any better. And even the statistics are telling me it's a 70-30% chance. Basically, a 70% chance it's gonna come back no matter what you do. So if I do the surgery, 70% chance it's gonna come back. If I don't do the surgery, 70% chance it's gonna come back. So the odds, it's like all of it is really against me. So if I do the surgery and do the tamoxifen, do the methotrexate, put my life through shit for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, what kind of life am I gonna be having? It's not the kind of life that I'd die in a hospital bed, and I'm what, 50. I probably won't even see my 50th birthday. And I don't want that kind of life. I mean, I'm healthy-ish now. I mean, I have intermittent pain, arrhythmias that they still don't even know what to do about. Um, I I think that's the one thing my biggest concern right now is pain management that I'm still open. We're still kind of doing a lot of research on like holistic approaches of how to alternative, even if it's a Chinese or we'll rub this lotion shit on yourself or take this herbal tea or whatever it is to alternative stuff for pain. I don't know if you guys if know anything for alternative stuff since I went from June to February, stage 1 to 3. So pretty quick. So and they gave me an estimated a year, 18 months. That's what the oncologist gave me. And even the Dr. Madeline, which is the emergency room physician, 18 months. But then doctors are wrong all the time. So I don't know.
Does the pacemaker make pain go away?
It might, but see, there's a lot of, I mean, you can do your own independent research on an ICD. It looks like a pacemaker. It's like a USB. It's a mini USB. It's implanted right here. And of course, with everything, there's risks with it. It could misfire. It could shock me when it doesn't need to. It could miss a shock. It's like an Holter monitor, except it's implanted here. The thing that I'm worried about is like if I'm looking to, you know, go into RN school, it would damper that because RN school has a lot of imaging. Um, I Traveling will be a problem because of the metal detectors, the airlines, and all that kind of shit. It'll damper everything. Um, Metal detectors, flight travel, basically almost everything. It could be allergic reaction. It could like mess up my current lab values. It could help with the arrhythmias that I'm having now. They say it could help, but in the long run, it might also fail as electrical stuff does. But as far as pain, I don't think it does.
So they're
It might
just trying
help.
to manage the arrhythmias so
Yeah,
something worse doesn't happen, but it doesn't stop the pain. You mentioned palliative care or trying not to be in pain. That's why I
yeah,
asked. That's why I asked.
yeah. So I think that's what I'm really kind of looking at because I mean the biggest thing is like when my pain hits, or when I get those arrhythmias or those skip beats, they go for the most that they've gone for is at least an hour. And then they usually resolve itself. But the longest that it's gone is overnight. 8 and 9 hours. And that's when I'll call Becky. And it's like, I will not go to the ER unless I'm dying. I will not go. She's like 3, 4 hours I will be in like skipping beats, and I'll as soon as I feel that first skip beat, I'm already like this, and I can time it. It's like contractions when you feel it. It's like, okay, there's another skip beat, and then I'll have Becky on the phone. Skip beat, okay, time it, and then go to another one. There's another one. There's another one. And usually, if Luna's on the phone, if Luna is here, she's right here already. She's right here. So 50-pound dog right here. It's like, oh, you are not helping. I need oxygen to breathe. So, but I mean, I how long do I wait before they resolve themselves? Or 911 it? Because I kind of don't feel $900 in my pocket for the ambulance right down there. Or do I risk the 15-minute drive down to the hospital to wait 3 hours to not be seen? This happened twice, you know?
That's why I wondered if not just the pain, but if having um, a pacemaker, whatever, put in, does that alleviate some of that? I have to believe it's stressful. I have to believe it just adds more. Um, I don't know if the word is unknowing or lack of control or whatever that is, that you wouldn't have to. I mean, I'm not saying you wouldn't have to, but chances are, if they suggest that and they put it in, chances are, it's a peace of mind, but certainly if it can regulate so that those things get back on your rates, get back on track, then wouldn't, I mean, that's something I think, I don't know. I think it's something, I wondered if it's something to consider. I know you said there's other things that happen. You know, Jay has one of these pacemakers because he passed out during the pandemic. They don't know why. And so they shoved one of those in him. And, um, and he says it's kicked on one time in 5 years. So you just don't, I mean, in other words, he needed it at some point. But he travels. So that's, I mean, going to the airport shouldn't be a problem. I just share that with you. You might have to tell them when you go through, the scanner or when they tell you to walk through and lift your arms or whatever they tell you to do. You might have to say, I got a pacemaker, and then they take you a different route. But he's not had a problem. So I just don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, you're much more learned in this. This is your profession, the healthcare industry, but also it's your body. And you've been meeting with so many physicians.
And that's what this thing that I thought I was free of doctors. I thought I was free, but here I go, like seeing another. I mean, my call. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times it's like, "Hi, this is whatever Bronson calling Bronson cancer surgery, Bronson breast cancer." It's like, oh, can you just stop calling me? It's like I don't know what part of no you don't understand. What part of no don't you understand? Or it's like, I already said no. I mean, do how many times do I have to say no to you?
Right, right.
Well, so I mean, that's just pretty much, um, I I don't know. It's I know exactly what I want to do. I know what I don't want to do. It's just hard for me to be constantly going to and from doctors, to and from hospitals. It's almost like I'm back in California again. When is my life gonna be mine? It's like I don't want to be tied anywhere anymore. I just want to be me. It's like, I mean, but then trying to reiterate that you can't do it on account. Says who? It's like I can and I will. I mean, I'm doing it now. I've been doing it on my own for what, 8 years now, next March. I've been here on my own for 8 years. I made it. Because I had no choice. So who's to say I won't make it another 1, 2, 3 years? Maybe longer. I don't know that, but I've been making it without them. I've been making it on my own. So, I mean, and as far as I know, that's how I want it to go because, I mean, I survived.
Yeah, so well, we talk about the word resilience, remember?
Yeah.
But one of the things that also, so the only thing they're saying is it goes back to the cancer and the cancer surgery. That's the only thing. It's not a heart thing necessarily, it's a cancer thing. And
Mhm.
so they go back to that as the solution or the
Mhm.
recommended treatment based on their body of knowledge and their feeling, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
That's why I've recommended that she work on pain management. However, we need to work on that to look into different stuff and to also try and get home health care to her because Michigan offers that. And
Mhm.
I've seen, unfortunately, with my experience, I've seen patients, she doesn't want to be in the hospital all the time. So then she has a nurse that comes and checks on her and it's not invasive. They can talk things through. Does that make sense? And it's not in a hospital setting or anything like that. And that makes it a lot easier on you, Gina, mentally too, so that you're like, okay, I've got somebody to talk with. I can ask them these questions. We can bounce ideas off each other. So I, we've talked about that, what, a couple times the last couple weeks. So, she didn't tell you the good news. Can you tell them the good news about what you started this week? A new job.
Oh, my nurse manager job. I started that already. So Ty has been like off in his own little corner in the world over there, but Ty has his own life over there. But understandable, but that's a good thing about like best friends that live back over there. I mean, you pick up like I was just talking to him yesterday, but reality, the last time I talked to him was probably last year. I don't know,
Yeah, pretty
probably
much.
just something like last year. And
Well, I
we
mean, it's
kind of,
just like you pick up and like it never like it's like we talked just yesterday. So
yeah,
it just
pretty much. That's pretty much how our relationship, and I've known him, God, I've known him since his youngest was 2, I think, since John
hmm
was 2. And how old is John now?
he'll be half my age in April.
And how old are you again? Just for the
6 months older than you.
oh,
Oh, sorry, 5
five months birth.
older than you.
So yeah, I've known Ty that long. So that's pretty much how long I've known Ty. But when I say half my life, I literally mean half my life. That's how long I know. Almost as long as I've known Francine. Since Francine is what? Katie is gonna be 19.
Yeah.
Jesus. Jesus.
It's like thanks for the reminder.
Jesus. Yeah, that's how long. I'm old. I'm getting old. But yeah, that's the longest. That's the people I've known the longest in my life. And you know what? To be quite frankly, Francine is the only family member I have left, Ty. The only family member. It's just not even family. The only family member left. That I talk to. The only one left. And the last that I remember was my brother was so mad at me that I still talk to Francine. Still so feeling mad that I talked to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so how is the shadowing going?
Actually, it's a lot of meetings. A lot
Oh,
of
it is.
meetings. I
Uh-huh.
can't say that I don't miss being on the floor. I don't miss the teleworkers. Jesus Christ. I don't miss waking up at 4:30 in the morning. I don't miss that at all. At all, at all. But I mean, I like being in management more. I like being in management more, having a lot more different kind of responsibilities. It's a lot of meetings. And it's a
Okay.
lot, just selling a lot of meetings. And for things I didn't even know I'm going to. It's like the minute I'm sitting down in a meeting, I'm getting CC'd into another meeting. What am I going to? Just get up and go. Okay, I guess I'm going here. I guess I'm going, So but then, with my OCD, like my moderate OCD comes into play. So now I'm like starting to organize. My other office manager is in the same office as me. So when I start organizing, I make her nervous. She starts organizing her office too. So I like it. It's 8 hours, five, eight. It's five days a week, Monday through Friday, no weekends. So it keeps me busy. It's stability. It's what I really wanted. It's 10 minutes away from my house instead of white knuckling 90 minutes down the
Yeah,
highway.
right,
So
right.
thank God for that. I don't have to fight for my hours. It's a huge pay increase. I'm getting just under 100K a year. So just under. So that's good for me.
Yeah.
Something that I really needed because I was looking up like, do I need to go back into going back into what's that? Becky, what's that called? For the Healthy Michigan,
Plenty.
the Medicaid.
Medicaid, yes.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't qualify Medicaid because I'm an LPN. I make too
You don't
much.
qualify? Oh,
No,
because you make too much.
I
Okay,
make
so if you're, let's just say the doctors are predicting right. You go and you get home health care, and do they come in and give you treatment so you don't have to go back to the doctor? Or you still have to do these doctor things? I mean, you don't have to, but like you said, in 3 months, you got to go back for another scan, or maybe you don't go back. Or, I mean, I guess with the home health person, you get to talking with them. Maybe they'd give you some counsel as well, right? Because they get to know you, because it would be presumably the same person whenever they come. Does that sound right?
Yes. So home health care would actually take over Gina's plan from Bronson. They wouldn't give her any treatments. They're more pain management, like mental health. Um,
But
hold on, sorry.
it's not like a hospice thing.
No, no, there is. Sorry, here in Battle Creek, we have like traveling nurses. So that's what she would more have is like a traveling nurse,
Okay,
that could help her like prescribe stuff and things, but not, I don't think they give treatments, but I haven't had to look into that. Does that make sense? Most of my people have just needed pain management.
sure.
So, and they're just another person to bounce things off of. And when they would like look at her blood pressure and be like, oh, that's funky today. And, try and problem solve and say, okay, is the pain getting worse? Are the arrhythmias getting worse? And try and help her, come up with a plan or come up with a plan and consult with, their team of doctors. So the nurses come in and then they will record everything, take vitals, and then go sit either in their vehicle or in the home, and then consult the doctor and say, okay, we're prescribing this, or they want to do this, or I'll come back and check in a couple days. That has been my experience with home health care and how
Got
they
it.
work here in Michigan.
And is there a qualification? I mean, it's not an income thing. It's
So I had to do it with seniors.
uh-huh.
So with us, yes, it was an income thing. With her and Medicaid, oh, sorry, Gina. I just went around with them. They are a pain in the
Mm. Mm.
ass. Sorry, I don't swear, but they're a pain in the ass. They
You
want
swore.
everybody to stay under 2,500 to qualify for anything.
Mm.
And it's damn near impossible to get qualified for stuff. Our Medicare is a little better, but Medicaid is yeah, they're assholes and they're a pain.
That's a state thing, right? Medicaid, or is that a
Yeah,
federal thing
Medicaid.
too? Because Medicare is
Medicaid
federal.
is Medicaid and Medicare are federal.
They're both federal.
Medicare takes care of medical, and Medicaid helps with supplemental stuff.
Got it.
So I had to learn all this last year. It was a rocky road. It was a rocky
Mhm.
road.
Oh yeah.
But now I've got it all down, so I'm glad. I'm glad I can help and be well versed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, sounds like um, that's the best course of action. I mean, if you're in pain, I think that's, if you made the informed decision about the things that you don't want to have happen, then, how do you make it so that you can continue to live your life
Right.
and, and at your pace,
Right.
whatever it
It's
is
like
that is. Because now you've got a new job that might be
mm,
exciting. And like you said, honestly, I really believe that, I hate to say this, it sounds so bad, but I really believe medicine, they are just practicing.
I know. I feel like I'm just a guinea pig. It's like, hey, let's try this, and oh, like that doesn't work. Hey, let's try this. But then it's like for me, the most important thing, I almost feel like you all know me as the number one self-sabotager. Me, no way. But as soon as I hit like a peak where I start going up, 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 something in my head just like hits autopilot, something's gonna fuck up, something's gonna fall apart here, something's gonna fall apart. And that's just my auto. Something just clicks in my head. It's like back in my Ty would know this. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but back in my drinking days, my out of control drinking rage days, my autopilot would kick in and I'd be, oh, time to go home. I don't care how drunk I am. Time to go home. I jump in the car and I can't tell you again how many times he would have to wrestle me. No, the fuck you're not. So, I mean, it's like that. It's that years and years and years of it's an autopilot, where it's like where I know my own self to self-sabotage. I know that where it's like I hit a high in life where I'm going so well, then I know like hold on a second, this is going too well. Something bad is about to happen. That's just my natural. I don't know where that is. Trauma response, maybe. I don't know, but that's what my therapists have been saying to me before. It's like that's a trauma response because that's what's happened for the past 3.5, 4 decades where you lived. That's a direct trauma response.
Yeah.
And am I ever going to get rid of it? Probably not. I don't know.
So we talk about the physical treatment. What about spiritual or mental treatment? As part of this plan, have you, like you said, you've got this. I believe you. I believe that yes, there is the trauma that you experienced has impacted you on everything that you've had to be resilient about. I really believe that. And I think that whether it be self-sabotage or, whatever the professionals call it, I believe that. I really believe that, King. And I really think that the um, the mental resilience that you've illustrated has actually, despite all the shit that's happened, I think it's gotten you where you are. And I don't mean in a bad way. I mean in a good way. I mean in an encouraging way. Um, I'm impressed way. I really think that a lesser person would not have survived like you have.
Well, I don't know. It's like I think I've told you before. It's like in my head, for some odd reason, living through that shit. It's like I somehow knew. I think I've told you this before, and I've told Ty this before. I I knew I deserved better somehow. I don't know how, but I you've seen me. All three of you have seen me in my worst of the worst, where there's dark. There's 50 layers of shit, and then there's me, or there's even more 50 layers of shit, and then there's me, where I'm just there, or I lost everything, where I with Francine and Ty, you've seen me go through Alan, the guy the guy that almost killed me. Ty, you were there. You saw what happened when I went through that. You were there. Probably the only person that was there who saw what I went through. And that was maybe one of the lowest of the lowest of the lowest. I went from that to Brent, who was a different kind of low, you know. And then so I mean, I've had several lows in my life, several, and it's like I'm at I'm like almost 50, and it's like, where is there going to be a high? That's where I'm still at. I'm still at, and it's like when I say I'm physically tired, I'm physically tired of where I'm at now. I'm just ready for it to be all over with, and I hate having to say that, but I'm just over it all, and I feel like I'm just like in the waiting room, like waiting for my number to be called. That's where I'm at.
Nothing surprises you?
No, it doesn't. It wouldn't surprise me if, it's if I went to sleep and never woke up again. It wouldn't surprise me, or if I went next week, or like Becky and I were talking about that. It was kind of scary, but not if I went out the day I was baptized, August 7th, 2022. It's like, what if he decided to call me home then? He could. A month
Yeah.
before my birthday, he could. But I don't know. But I mean, looking at all the shit that I've been through in this whole fucking life, it's like I don't have one good memory in that. I don't. I mean, the friends that I have, that's it. I mean, and I've told you guys, like, I mean, maybe the only reason I would ever think of going back to California if they're both dead, that's it. Would I want the house? No, I'd want to burn that piece of shit to the ground. I would. Take all my shit out and burn that shit to the ground. That's it. But that's the only reason why I'd ever go back. But nothing but painful memories there. I would never want to go back because it's still, even when I go back to the last time I saw Ty was about 3 years ago. I was on the phone with him in the airport. I was crying my eyes out. I was like, why? Just give me a reason why I should go back. Like why? Like I should have never left. I should have never left. You know. I remember that phone call. I was on the phone with him at 4 in the morning, right before I was gonna board the plane. I was like, well, tell me why I should get back on this plane to go back. No, I should have never left.
That was
But
too coming to California.
that was when I went to go to California with my friends last time, about three
Yeah.
years ago. I saw him for one night and I had to beg my friends since we were there for 4 days. I had to beg my friends. We were there 4 days. I saw him for one night for 4 hours, and that was it. And that was it. And it's like these are my family. I've known these guys for 25 years. And I only spent one night, 4 hours. 4 hours. That's it. And on the plane ride, on the way from the hotel to the airport to the terminal, I was on the phone when I was crying my eyes out. Gave me one good reason why I should get back on this plane.
Mm.
Like I should have never left. I should have never left. But nothing good. I mean, I always feel like, I mean, I've had no choice but to be strong. And it's like, I think I told you that, Francine, where it's like my body has been in such fight or flight for its entire fucking life that it turned on itself. And that's why I fucking got this autoimmune. That's why I said, well, fuck you. We're gonna give you this. And 3 years in a row. So I've been in fight or flight for so long. And it's like, when is it gonna be over?
Yeah. Well, I think also, I really believe this. I believe those of us who are not you are learning something from you. And whether you know it now, when you get up there, when that happens, I believe you'll be able to see it then. I really believe that. I believe that like my whole existence. I know deep in my heart, we are supposed to learn from you. That's what you're doing. And all that you've been through, we're supposed to learn.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to learn from this. Even the last relationship, what am I supposed to learn from that? I don't know. You know, even my mom would on a daily, it's like, wish you were never born. Well, then why was I ever born? I think you and I talk about this on a daily.
I know.
Why was I, if you hated me so much and you know, then all this shit happens to me. It's like, then why am I even here? You know, why?
You just don't have an answer yet.
And then and
You
then you
ask
give
them.
me all this shit to deal with in my life, you know, for 3 decades of living in that house, of being abused for decades and decades and decades, and then this. What else? When is it gonna stop? When do I my whole life, all I've ever wanted to be was all I ever wanted to be was happy. When you and my brother got married, I wished nothing but happiness for you. When Katie was born, I wished nothing but happiness on her. All I've ever wanted in my life was to be happy. That's it. I don't want anything else. I just want to be happy. Here I am at 50, and I'm still not. All I ever wanted. Katie's baptism. I remember that on your wedding day. I said that. I stood up. I was crying on your wedding day. Katie's baptism. I remember that. I held her in my arms and I cried. I just wish you. I can never get a break. I don't. I'm just so tired. Tired. But you know me, here I am. Becky is like the be sunshine, happy, positive, and I'm so trying to learn that from her. But then, you know, I'm seeing her crying, and then outside tomorrow morning, it's like, happened? Happy sunshine. I'm great on the outside. You know,
I know.
I've told Becky so many times, it's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't. I don't see a reason. I don't see a purpose anymore. I don't. And that's just being honest. And I'm telling all you guys this because you guys are the core, like my board of directors. It's like you guys are emerging contacts. If something were to happen to me, this is it, you know? But I'm just so tired of just tired. Like when is it gonna end?
Yeah, when we get the good news, not the bad news, the good news. Your hair looks cute.
Ron paid for it.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, I've sucked at everything else. It's like, and I projected. I was talking to Kat earlier. It's just like, you know, even her kids that I watch grow up online. It's like, is Gina ever gonna get married? You know, I thought I was twice. I was engaged once, and he died. I don't talk about him. The only one person no Ty knows about. I was engaged once, and he died. But no, I've never been married. Never had any kids. I can't have kids.
Maybe your life was to help others.
Marriage is overrated.
I would say that too.
Please. You're talking to two divorcees. Not fair.
Hey, I can tell you right
I'm
now,
still
it's
married, and I
it's
still think it's overrated.
Becky's still married, so hey. At least I got one person on my side.
Okay. You just got to find the right person. And
Where have I
what is the
heard
right
that
person
before?
is
Where have I heard that?
different times of your life you find the right person.
it,
I I thought I did, but then I take Brent as a learning experience now. It took me a long time to be able to see Brent. See, that's what I'm saying right there. It's like you dumbass. I saw it from the minute I talked to him when he brought me to
hey,
California.
he wasn't 22.
That's Francine. I don't know if you ever David, the paramedic. That's when I was at CSM in college. Yes, he
Mm-hmm.
was 22. He was exactly what 11 years younger than me. And that's why he called him 22. Yes, he did act like a 22-year-old.
And I think there are a couple more
But
prospects.
she needed to get out of California. That's why the universe presented him to her. I really
Yep, and
believe
I
that
think that
at that
that
time.
was God's like,
Yep.
there's a flood, you need to get out. He sent out and Alan was gonna fucking kill me because the ASA was like, okay, it's for safety
Yeah.
line, he's gonna kill you, get out of
Yeah.
California. And safety line, here, meet Brent. I was like, well shit, okay. If that's how I'm gonna stay alive. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, plus you had to get away from your mom.
I say
The
that again.
elder abuse that you would have
So say that
inflicted.
again. I mean, had to get away from her. Oh God, her. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know. I don't even know. I'm usually like a hopeful kind of person. I want to think I'm hopeful, but I've been hoping for 50 years. I'm nope. That ship has sailed. I'm just getting comfy in my hospice bed.
Sometimes you have to create your own.
I've
Mhm.
tried. I've tried. I mean, I've alternate paths. I moved to a new state, a new city. I didn't even know where the fuck Michigan was. I had to look on a fucking map. Because if you knew I was gonna go to Chicago to be with, my sister, with Sharon, but then I met Brent. And I was like, oh, one state over, it's fine. Moved there, 2,500 miles away from everything I've ever fucking known. And everyone told me, what the fuck are you doing? No one said yay. So that was like, okay, but I want to do it, you know? So I did.
I
And
don't know. I'm pretty sure I questioned it. Like
yeah,
the
you
idea was
did.
good, but I questioned the person
You
more than the
questioned
action.
you questioned the person. You looked at me, even the dinner at no, the lunch at sushi. You looked at me like, really?
Unfortunately, I was right. So
Yeah, you were, because I can't remember, like, even that first year of like talking with you, how many times I called you like bitching about him. I mean, that should have been a red flag right there. But oh, I'm getting used to him. I'm getting to know him, and it's like, okay, like your personalities are complete opposite, but you like this and he likes this, and I think you knew from the beginning. But here I was exhausting all my options of trying to make it work so bad, but then you eventually I saw I was trying to fit a square into a circle until I realized when I understood and accepted, finally, it took me so long to understand that. To accept that this circle is a circle and not a square. It's like getting mad at a square. Why ain't you a circle? You know, when when I understood that, I was like, ah, you're just stupid. I just like,
I didn't say all that, but
well, basically, you said that. But it's like, I was like, oh, I get it. He is stupid. I know you can't fix it. So when I understood that, it made it letting go of the whole Brent easy, a lot easier. It was so, I was like, oh, okay, he's like that. Can't fix it.
Can fix it. Right. Can't fix it.
I can't fix it. And I don't want to fix it. So, but
You move
with
forward.
every, huh?
Then you move forward.
Then I was able to move on. It's only because like after he went batshit crazy on me, then it made it easier to move forward. Um, but with everything else that's gone so fucked up wrong in my life. I mean everything else. It's like I'm like trying to find out why. There has to be a why to it.
There is. You just don't have the answer yet.
When?
I don't know.
And I wouldn't waste your time looking for why, except for what's next. What are you going to do next? Because why just holds you back. And with holding you back, you're not looking forwards. So how do you go on? You look for what you want to do next to move forward, as opposed to why did this happen to me? It happened. You can't change that. So you look at, I would call it resolve. You come to terms with that action, and you understand what you need to do, and you move forward from there. And you say, okay, this is the direction I want to go, or this is the direction I need to move forward to get to the next stage.
See, that's the kind of thing that when I came here with that whole weight, I think I told you about that whole weight about my whole parents, that anger, that resentment, that unnecessary weight I was holding. And I remember telling Becky about that. How do I let this go? I want to let, I just don't know how. And I remember even telling you about that, where it's like I had this idea and notion in my head that if I forgive them, it means that what they did was okay. And then I think you were the one said that that's not what that means. That means you forgive them not for them, but for you, so that you can let it go and you can move on for like your own sanity and your own peace. But it took me almost near like maybe 3.5 decades to understand that. I did not understand that, but then where am I gonna give this? I need to let this go. And Becky was the one who said, go to church, try that. And I tried, and that was like a weight. And when I did that, it was literally when I did that, I forgave them. I was like, okay, that's what that means. It's like they couldn't touch me anymore. Whatever they just like, and that's when my brother came back to me saying, you know, it's all about family, all this, this bullshit that he was talking about. It's like, oh, you should go back to your family. It's nothing about family and forgiveness. It's like, and I wrote back, I forgave them a long time ago already, but it doesn't necessarily mean I have to go back to that. It's there. I'm moving on forward. I'm not going backwards. There's no way. And he didn't necessarily call me all kinds of names. He told me I could rot in hell and die. But it's like, okay, well then you can feel that way, but I don't have to feel that way because you said that. And that's the catalyst of how my brother and I stopped talking on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. And I found out like when the third time he got married was just a manipulation tactic. It was manipulation for me to just to get back there because he wanted to see if he could manipulate me one more time, which he did. And you've used me because you tricked me into going back there. So I was like, and no, we're not doing that anymore. So, and I finally cut him off again the last time. So no, I'm not. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, which is cutting off family. I don't have any more left, and it's hard for me to do because I don't have a safety net like everyone else here who is fucking entitlement. I mean, born with a fucking silver spoon in his mouth, like Brent, where everything's falling down from the heavens. His house, his car. I mean, everything that he has is not even his, and it's making me almost pissed, mad, because everything I have here in Michigan is fucking I had to work for. Because literally no one helped me get that shit. Everything in this house is mine. Everything from the toilet paper, the toothbrushes, That fucking everything in this house is mine. My car is bought and paid for on my own because my dad refused to help me. So, I mean, but his car is from his parents, because he can't do it. He doesn't want to do it. So, I mean, complacency, whatever. But I mean, I just refuse to believe that when someone tells me you can't do that. I don't like hearing someone tell me you can't do that. That just motivates me to push even further. But then I I don't see why every time I try to go forward in life, it's like something is a hurdle, and then I get hit with something even harder. Like 2019 was the first time I got hit with cancer. That's when first day at work, and boom, I passed out. That's when I found out I had a mild form of leukemia. And then I was fine again. I picked up again. Boom, I got hit with COVID. And then the next year after that, that was my intestinal cancer. And then that was my whole cancer every year, every single year. And it's like, why? So what am I doing wrong? I mean, is it payback for all the shit that I've been through? It's like, okay, well, I mean, I I'm just so tired of always having to be like the strong person. I'm just so tired of it all. It's like everything's going, I'm barely keeping my head above water here.
I know I don't have answers, but I agree with Ty. You've got to move forward. You've got to focus on what you want. The doctors gave you a timeline. Focus on what makes you happy. Nursing makes you happy. I've seen it firsthand. Okay, your friends, us, we make you happy. Okay, we've got to focus on what's next. Damn cancer. I said it. Damn this cancer. Okay, and focus on living what you got left with all you got. And some days it's not going to be very much, right? Because pain, life, and some days you're going to feel awesome. Take that day, go for it, do what you want.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I agree. Well said. And as always, whenever we've had conversations regarding situations like this, at the end of the day, the decision is yours. You have to make that decision, take that step forward because that is yours. We can sit here and give you all the information in the world. You can go over it, and at the end of the day, it's whatever you decide. But of course, we're going to try to push you towards the positive. We've all seen the negatives. We're all here for you to understand the negatives as well. But in the end, that's we're going to try and keep you straight and forward to keep going.
But it's also because I mean, I don't want to be like with blinders on. I want to see if I'm missing something or like if I'm wrong. I don't mind being told, "Hey, okay, you're being an asshole." You know, why don't you look at
That's a
it this
given.
way? It
Sorry,
That was
sorry.
a rhetorical statement. Okay.
My bad.
That was
My bad.
rhetorical, Ty. Thank you. But you've said that to me on more than one occasion, but it's like I don't mind being corrected. I don't mind. It's like, okay, why don't you look at it this way? Or, I think you're being narrow-minded. I think you're overthinking, which is maybe I do sometimes. No, I do all the time. But I'm a classic overthinker. But if I'm doing something like that, then yeah, by all means, I want to know because I mean, if I'm doing something wrong or if I haven't thought about something. That's why I have the support group. That's why I'm there. It's like I put things in there as I'm thinking about it, and then people, tell me. But I mean, I I want to see things from all angles before I make a a judgment. I don't want to make it based on emotion, based on nursing judgment. I want to make it based on me as an actual the patient, because I can sit there and make a nursing judgment and say I don't have any feelings, but that's the nursing side of me saying it. That's the nursing profession where you're not supposed to have any feelings. But me being the patient, I'm like overwhelmed with feelings because now I'm the one who's, hey, okay, like if in the event of an accident, do you want us to do this or do you not? And instead of me giving that news, I'm the one now hearing that news. So switching the roles, it's completely different when you hear it. You're like, well, fuck, I never thought about it. Well, yeah, now's the time, sign the paper. And you're like, well, shit, I'm just here for knee surgery. um, so just hearing that, it's tough. And now I know exactly how it's tough. And it's like, but me, I've kind of I've had this mindset already. This is where I'm going. And it's like, and people that don't understand what I've been through have tried. And I say try, they try to judge me by saying, you're quitting, you're giving up. Stopping treatment means you're giving up. It's like, hold on. You don't know my story. Unless you've walked in my shoes, you have no room to talk. So again, this is my story and this is what I'm doing. If you want to talk, then you can make your own group and you can stand on your own soapbox. This is my room. So um and it's hard to explain to other people um, exactly what I'm going through, and I kind of don't want to unless those people really know who I am, then they really understand. You can sit there and understand. You won't really know, but you'll understand if you've been through the same shit. Would you want to yourself? It's hard to put that on someone else instead of sitting there watching someone go through it. You can see what it goes through, but unless you're the one hearing the diagnosis yourself or feeling what's going on inside your body, having the nausea, vomiting 4, 5, 6 times, having to go in the hospital all the time. It's like, do you really want that quality of life? For me, no. It's not even a question. I already know. No, because if you know me well enough, I hate going to that place. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I want my life to be mine. And I think I've
If
always wanted that because it was never mine.
if you knew, if you had confidence in the medical profession and what they tell you on the paper, that this is exactly what's going to happen, and there is no change from what they said. You're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're not going to be as sick as you think you are, all these other things. Do you think you'd have the same uh, conclusion?
If
Because you
what?
wouldn't trust. I mean, I think part of it is it's practicing medicine, and they don't get it right a lot of times. And like you said, the quality of life for you, that's not the quality that you want to dabble with, if you will,
Mm,
because that's what you're doing by taking the risks that
right,
basically land you in the hospital and maybe very, very sick, sicker than you already experienced.
right,
And that's not a risk you're willing to take.
right.
And so it's a lack of confidence in the medical world.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
ironically, I'm in that medical world and I've
Yeah.
seen the nursing for your eyes only document. I've seen that. And it's like, what are you not telling me? I've seen that side.
Yeah.
So it's like there's got to be something where it's like there's got to be a behind closed doors where there's something that you're not saying, or like if you listen to what Dr. Rushka was saying to me, the way she told me about like, okay, so this is the next step, this is the next step, and what are you going to do? It's like the teleprompters where you're reading from a script, you know?
Yeah. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, and it's like, have you do you have that much what's that? Are you so vain that you know that this shit's gonna work, or are you just saying this so many times? Like I rehearsed script, like thank you for calling Walmart, whatever. But it's like a rehearsed script that you say all the time, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, there's no. It's like you're desensitized when you talk to these cancer patients, dropping these, "Hey, you have cancer," you know, that kind of thing. You see, because you've said it so long, or you're that, you know, your ego is so boosted that you know you're the best. Are you though? I mean, are you really going to tell me you're the only oncologist here in Kalamazoo? Really? I mean, but that's what I'm thinking. Is like if I'm gonna take all my scans, all my MRIs and everything, my biopsy, and I take it to another person in a different state, are their opinions going to change? Because really, you're looking at the same scans. That's why I'm like, that's why I value the second opinion, right? That's what, see, Becky is like, that's why I was debating, do I go to Cleveland? Do I go
right,
to Mayo? Because
right.
I mean, they can be the top brands in the nation. I can, it's like going to fucking MIT. Is it going to change? Because you're looking at the same scans. Are they going to change their minds? They can be, they can have like Stephen Hawking. It doesn't really matter. Is it going to change what they say? But not only that, is it going to change how I feel?
Exactly.
You know? So that's why I took it off the table of even getting sick. I took it off. I was like, they're probably not. If they're going to tell me the same thing, probably not. It's not going to change my mind. If the numbers are still the same, because, you know, you're in numbers, you're in accounting, you know, it's 70-30. It's not good. It doesn't look good. If it was 60-40, then okay, that sounds like maybe. That sounds like a good gamble, but it's 70-30.
Right.
And it puts me at a higher risk for ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, and all this other shit that I've had. You know, it's like, and it's highly invasive. I'm gonna be under general anesthesia again, and knowing what happened the last time I went under general.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think, like Ty said, it's looking forward, looking at in the sense of what's your next step, whatever that is, and if it's um, I'm not ready to make a step, I'm tired. That can also be a decision, right? I mean, that all of those things. I can just focus on my new job. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do that um, that's in your control. I
Yeah.
mean, right? And that maybe through those processes, you're going to find whatever, that ultimate goal, which is to be happy. And who knows what that's going to look like for you. And, but if you don't put one foot in front of the other, you won't know. I mean, and that's what you have to do. I mean, you've made the decision. I think it's a formed decision. Am I happy that you had to make that decision? Absolutely not. That's being selfish, and I will say that. I will admit that. But on the other hand, I think that you know yourself. It's your life. And I get it. I get it. I mean, of course, my mom was much older, but I knew what she said. And, you know, you've already experienced a lot of shitty shit. And maybe you're supposed to write the book and we're supposed to have the Lifetime movie, remember?
I
Maybe that's the goal. Maybe
gotta
that's the
find
goal.
that Lifetime movie editor. I
Wait,
gotta
who's gonna
find
play me? I'm in there,
Chris
in
Rock.
credits or not.
Chris Rock.
Denzel.
Except Chris
Denzel.
Rock kind of short.
Just a tad bit.
Dwayne Johnson. How's
There
that?
you go. There you go.
Bit taller.
That's a lot more on target.
Okay.
But right on target. Becky and I were talking about like a book, or like, you know, when they sit down with Barbara Walters and they're interviewing on a couch.
Yeah.
Becky and I were talking about that, like
Yeah.
an interview.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, like about all these questions about me and my life and, you know, biography. Because, you know, when I tell people about my story, they ask me two questions every single fucking time. One, how the fuck are you still alive? That's one. And the other one, how have you never been on Oprah?
Have you
On
what?
how have you never been on Oprah?
Oh, they asked you that too. Yeah.
Every single time. Every single time when I talk about like, oh, this and this, is like, oh, they but sent me to Chicago and my aunt put me on fucking antidepressants. She what? It's like, hold on. It's like, yeah, so I
Yeah.
mean, then they sent me to my other one who put me on more psych meds. Say, what the fuck is wrong with your family? Hey, no, that's a whole different ball of wax. But yeah, that's just my life. Because everybody thought I was the wrong one. So and that's what I'm saying. It's like when you're told you're the fucked up one for the majority of life, you believe it.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
believed it. I was fucked up. There's something has to be wrong with me. I don't know what it is, but they must be right, right? So something's wrong with me.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna get into. I gotta look into. Becky, you gotta run me about that writing into that book or finding a movie editor, cinematographer to sit down with me and like ask me all these questions about me and I don't know. I don't know about family pictures because wow, I it'd have to be based on memory. Becky's like,
I have some pictures.
oh God, no, not those pictures. No, 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 no. Those are locked in a vault. Not those pictures. And everybody's yeah, no, 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 no. Those are my dark days when I
Just
used.
show the fun times.
It's
That's
all
because I
part.
use
You
It's
can't get
all
alcohol.
mad at
part of
me.
your.
Those were fun.
It's all
You
part of
had
your
fun.
history.
Yeah, the history,
Exactly.
the drunken. I don't remember waking up on the couch and having to ask him as my memory what happened, what I do last night. That was
Which time? But that's besides the point.
all the
Point is
time,
this.
Well,
all
you
the
think
time.
about this, that you survived all that.
I
There's a
did.
reason you survived it too. You
Ty
don't
is
know
the
what
reason
that
I
is, but you
survived.
survived it. And you're going,
Ty,
why or how? But I survived it.
you want to know
Even the good
how?
times, right? Right?
How? How did I
Even the good
survive?
times,
Tyrese is how I survived.
the
Why?
crazy times.
Tyrese again is how
And
I
he
survived.
survived
How and
too.
why?
And he
Oh
survived
yeah,
too.
I
It
was. I was I was the one who stood for and stood by everything that was going on. That I had her mom jump on top of my eight hundred
Oh,
dollar hood of my car once. Was not a happy camper.
she jumped up while his kids were in the car. She like jumped up like a what's that?
like a
Like a hood rat.
cat.
Yeah, like
Like
a
a
hood
rabbit.
rat on top of the hood
Your
of the
mom
car.
did that?
Yes.
My carbon fiber
And
hood.
his kids were in the car.
Was
His
your
Yeah.
kids were
dad
like,
there
Dad.
too? Was your dad there too, or just your mom?
No, just my mom.
Oh my God.
She jumped up all like hands and feet on his car like a fucking cat. Boom. And he was like, his kids were in the car.
Yeah. Not memories. Stuff
Good
Yeah,
away.
times.
memories.
Good times.
Wow.
Makes a
But
great story.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm telling you, book and lifetime movie, or maybe it's a mini series on Netflix.
yeah. A limited series.
Yeah.
Plenty
A
of those.
limited
Plenty of those.
series.
What didn't we have a name? We called it something.
The
What was
perfect mom or something. The
it?
good mom.
The perfect mom.
The perfect mom. But well, yeah, he's the reason why I lived and survived through those days. Yeah, I mean, but then again, I mean, alcohol was a crutch, and I had no idea. I had no idea. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for how many? I don't know how many years, but yeah,
A lot.
it, a lot of years. A lot of years, maybe 5, 6 years, maybe
Longer than
two
that.
DUIs and 3 or 4, maybe 2 DUIs and 4 serious crashes until he pulled me aside I'm not gonna sit here and watch you kill yourself. So,
Tough days.
I'm minor details, but I mean, he would actually try and cut me off, which is oh so cute. Find
That
loopholes
was
around that.
that was very amateurish of me.
Amateur rookie.
Naivete.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Turn around
Naivety.
5 minutes later. Anyone seen Ree? It could be any of one of three other establishments around that she would
Because
just
he
kind of
said you
sneak
can
off
only
to.
have one drink for the night. Okay, you didn't you want drink in this bar. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
you didn't say anything about other bars.
And look at her now,
Look at
all
me
grown
now.
up.
I'm all grown up, and
No 22.
I
22.
I don't
No
even drink
22.
anymore. I hardly even touch alcohol now because I just don't. I don't do it anymore.
It's good.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's interesting when I went back and Ty kind of when I went back to Molly, he looked at me. He's like, "It's midnight. You're standing and you're sober. What's wrong with this picture?" Yeah,
I grew up a little. I grew up a
he grew
little.
up just a little bit. He's like, "Wow, this is what drunk people look like." He's like, "Funny, you should say that."
Oh yeah, times have changed.
I hope times have changed, but I like who I am now. I mean, I wouldn't be who I am today if I wasn't who I am back then. I had to go through that.
You're right. You're right.
I had to go through that, unfortunately, but I mean, um, I don't know, it's just finding a new like I guess if just job Monday through Friday now is what I need to focus on and that's it, then that's it. I mean, I don't have anything else to look forward to. Just job.
No,
Hang
of
out.
course not. That's when you make plans.
Huh?
That's when you make little plans for the weekend. Hey, I get through this week. I can go to a park or travel to someplace not far away. Just something that's outside of the norm. Something
Yeah.
where you don't have to go home and sit there and be like, I'm just gonna sleep all weekend. Yeah, you know how much I sleep. I don't have the time. That's a me issue, but that's still the case. Why? I don't have FOMO, but at the same time, my body's used to 3.5 to 4 hours of sleep every night. So by the time I
I
get up,
used to
it's
well back
still
then I did have FOMO where it's like shit I need that's why I would always be at the fucking at Molly's. FOMO, fucking I don't even care if I go by myself. I'd have to be at the house all the time. But here it's like, first of all, I don't have friends that go to bars.
good,
Second of all, I don't go to bars.
good.
Third of all, I it's fucking cold as fuck.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's fucking cold as
Yeah, that
fuck.
sounds like a
It's
you issue.
fucking cold as fuck. You want to go outside when it's 10 degrees outside? Sure, go right ahead. Be my
That's a
guest.
made
I'm
up
going to
number,
be
and I don't believe
inside
you.
in my pajamas.
It's a made up number, and I don't believe this is California. That doesn't count.
So, I mean, but even in California, when I was California chick, it was what, easily 50 degrees wearing a halter top with skirt. And he would be like, "You're out." Yeah, because I don't want to stay home. But, you know, I mean, here, if there's snow on the ground and do I want to wear boots? And no, I don't. I want to be at home because it's easily 20 degrees with a wind chill of 10. No, I'm staying home tonight. So,
Well,
I
that's a
don't have
different
friends
kind
that
of.
go out to bars. My friends are nowhere near me at all that go to bars. They're all in Grand Rapids that live an hour away. So if I'm even gonna think about going to a bar, I gotta drive an hour there. I can't drink because then you gotta fucking drive an hour back. So why am I gonna go?
So hold on. Keep in mind, I didn't say go to a bar. I never once mentioned bar. I just said something different, to have to give you some kind of substance, so you're just not sitting at home. It doesn't have to be a bar. Go to a movie.
Okay.
You can go to an event of some sort. You don't have to go somewhere where you perceive everybody else having fun drinking, because that's not what you do anymore. That's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to find some place to put yourself that you can go and just enjoy with being yourself. I mean, you can go to some place and people watch. I'm sure you got a lot upstairs you can say about other people. Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. So I mean, there's a whole other world out. There's so much more out there than just the bar. Period. I mean, you know me. Like I do the same thing. What I do now, I play pool. I don't have to go to the bar to play pool. I have two other places I can go. Or I go to now. I started back at the gym. You know, it's different things that to keep myself out of that type of environment because I don't need to be there. Like that little thing you're doing right there.
What?
Don't put what Vaposaurus Rex. So, you know, there's other places you can go. I'm sure. I've never been out there, so I can't say what. But at the same time, you have resources to find, resources that you could tap into to say, hey, you know, let's go do this. How about bingo? It's not just for old people anymore. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot.
On a
It's
race like
not that
7 year
too.
olds, I'm late for bingo kind of thing.
Hey, it's a pretty violent game. Be careful out there.
See,
Those bingo players are real.
some 8 year old's gonna stab me with her cane.
Well, you're gonna stab them because no, that's my number. That's my
Yeah,
card.
I can see that. I can see that. But at the same time, it still comes back to
No,
that.
that's the wrong
Don't mess.
number.
Don't mess with me.
Wrong number,
At,
asshole.
yeah, at the same time, it comes back to that though. I mean, there's other options out there, you know, that you can do or at least try and find out.
Start
Hey,
writing the book. Start writing the book. Start journaling and writing the book.
that's something you can do as well. I mean,
If
there's
it's
a lot
too
of
cold
stuff.
to go out, you could do that.
Journaling.
Hey, it hit 50 here in Michigan this week, okay? We were all not wearing coats, getting
Oh
ashore.
Hey, I
wow.
went outside.
What is that, summertime?
It was 40 something, and I was wearing short sleeves. 40 something, and I was like, oh my god, it's
Okay.
hot.
So it's balmy now. You can go out.
It's 40 something degrees. So I was like, oh, praise the Lord, it's hot, and I'm wearing short sleeves. I was like, oh, this feels great. People in California, what the fuck is wrong with you? It was like, hey, it was easily 10 degrees just a couple weeks ago.
Right.
But I mean, finding finding different friends with different hobbies. That's another thing. It's easy. You all know me. It's easy for me to make friends. I'm a fucking social butterfly, for God's sakes. To keep them, on the other hand, that's a different story for me. It's hard to retain friends. It's hard. Because all the only friends that I keep now since I've moved here, Becky. Becky. Kat doesn't count. I've known Kat since fucking Game of War days. I've known Kat, but I've never met Kat in person. I've known her 15 years, but I've still never met her in person. But since I've moved here to Michigan, the only person that I've actually met and stayed in touch with, Becky. But I didn't even meet Becky when I moved here to Michigan. I met her through Sensi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I met her through Sensi.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, but that's the only friend that I actually met and actually stayed and keep in touch with, like as close as we are now. That she's so close to me that she's my POA.
Mm-hmm.
That's how close we are. So that's the only one. It's hard for me to
I
keep friends. I can
timed
make
it right.
friends easily.
I
But
timed it right. It only takes me 30 minutes to get to your house,
yeah,
if I can get it right.
it's only 30 minutes, and I've met her rugbrats of kids that are just a bundle of joy. The bundle of joy of kids that are friends. That Lily is just, if you give her an inch, she'll take like 300 miles. But I mean, she's just kids are just a joy that I just get to know. And I mean, I've seen her kids grow up, and it's just she's just a part of my life that I can't see my life without Becky in it ever since she came into my life. But it's hard for me to keep friends. Making friends is easy. I can do that. down the street, I can make friends with the neighbors. But then to keep them on a daily basis, that's nearly impossible for me to do.
And you know that about yourself.
Yeah. I've always been like that. I mean, even in California, Thai, 25 years. The rest of everyone that is my main number one crew is anyone who has ever worked at that bar. Anyone who's ever, and he'll probably tell you, everyone there when I was there last year, 3 years ago, everyone was like, oh, so you're the OG. What the hell does that mean? He's like, you're the one who started this ring circus. Me, well, yeah, if you think about it, I'm the one who started that shit. I started all that. And I was what, early 20s when I started going there. I met him there. And he is now what? He works there now because I started all that shit. One of my best friends, Al, who I went to prereqs in nursing with, she's the general manager now. And guess how she started going there? Because of me. I was the one who started. I brought everybody there to that unit, to the joint. And I was the person who brought everybody there. And the only number one reason why I go back to California is to go back to that bar. And I don't even drink there. I'll go and hang out and talk to people, and they all run the joint. They run the joint, and I'll sit there and hang out with them. And my other friends that I went to from Michigan here is like, so what you do? Just bug them while they're working? I don't bug them. They're my friends. I hang out and talk with them. I've known them for 25, maybe longer years.
Mm-hmm.
They work there now. They're not sitting there getting drunk or trying to worry about some chick picking up on them or shoving some. They're more worried about like some dudes trying to grab your ass or something, But I mean, they're working now. I sit there and talk to them while they're working, and that's the main reason why I go back. That's the only reason why I go back is to go back to that bar.
Mm-hmm. So there was good times.
Oh,
Really, that's it.
plenty.
Hush you, that's enough out of you.
It wasn't all bad. It wasn't all bad.
Not during those times that I remember. No, it wasn't all bad. No, it wasn't
Now
bad.
let's
Those were like
nothing. Go ahead.
those were, I want to say, the highlights of what I remember or Molly's. It was Molly's, yeah. That was the highlight. If I want to think about it, the best part of the best years, the best 30 odd years of my life in California was when I started going to Molly's. And that's kind of sad. My whole life rolled around the fucking bar.
Well, you found your people.
Yeah.
I think
Those are my,
I think that that's important.
yeah, that's my family. Those all and what? The majority of them are guys. They're like brothers. But I mean, maybe, like I said, maybe one of these days I'll go back, but only under those circumstances. I just maybe, I don't know. But I guess I'll cross that bridge when it gets there.
You got it.
But
And
that
you
is a
guys
step
won't know.
forward.
Huh?
So that is a step forward because that in itself is a plan.
Yeah, you guys will know. Like, I don't even know how I'm gonna find out if and when that happens. I don't know. I'll probably be the last to know. Well, I don't care.
I talked to your mom.
Oh, I thought you did. You told me.
Yeah. So um, I think I'd find out from Katie.
Probably from Katie, because but does she still talk to my brother?
A little bit. She doesn't count on him, but he finally got back to me because of your mom, and and then he just apologized and he said he moved again, and I don't know if he moved with Debbie or not. He didn't give me that detail, and now he's living in Pleasanton because I was sending him something,
Mm.
and then Katie, I guess she says she talks, kind of talks to him. You can't rely on him. She says, "Oh, okay, whatever that meant."
Yeah.
So, I think they have good times and then not so good times. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And so, um, I think lately it's been okay, but maybe he knew that she talked to his mom. I don't know, your mom. I don't know. But she hasn't shown up here at my mother's house like she's threatened to. Um, but they're going to the Philippines in March, of course.
Again, they always do that every year.
Exactly. That's what she told me. So, because Katie said, I said, yeah, I have not talked to grandma in 4 years.
Mm.
So, I think when that happens, you'll hear it from me, is my guess.
Yeah.
Um, because I think your brother will contact Katie or me.
Mm. Well, I wouldn't know because they're all of them, their emails, all their numbers, because all their numbers are blocked here. So I wouldn't know on my phone. Even their emails are blocked. So I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you'll have to hear it from me.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened. I that's what I envision whenever that would happen.
In fact,
Because
you
if
know
you
what? I think if I look on my blocked voicemails, shit, that I still get voicemails from,
mom,
yeah.
really,
Yeah.
I'm 81 now, and your father's 84, and he's got respiratory problems and cancer,
I'm
and
gonna die soon. You've been saying that for 6 years. This might be my last year. You said that 7 years in a row.
I'm counting on it. Mm,
I'd be like, I almost want to say, let's hope it's this year. So fucked up.
that's really bad. It's really bad.
I haven't told the other two, but I think of all the fucked up shit that Francie and I were laughing about, this is the one you really shouldn't laugh about. But I was dying laughing when I said this. Is like, no, now I'm seriously gonna go to hell if I say this out loud. But if my mom was ever on life support, if she was ever on life support and my phone was dying, I would seriously unplug that and charge my phone. Be like, whoops.
I think you've said that before. I've heard that before.
God, it's so bad.
He's beeping. My phone's oh, I'm only on 2%. Well, at least that thing stops beeping.
Oh God.
All the morbid shit I've ever laughed about. That's probably the
I
worst
know.
thing I've ever laughed
God,
about.
that was wild when you said that. It's so bad.
It's so bad. But
Yeah,
that's
well,
it.
you know, you think about it. I mean, I still see a therapist, and my therapist knows so much. And I don't know, like you said, I lived with you in this morass of shit that you went through.
Right.
And I sit there and I still think about the wounded children, both you and your brother.
Yeah.
And and it's just unfathomable that two people who claim they love you would have done that, but that you guys survived is just I don't know. I think I'm supposed to learn something from it. I don't know. It's just I mean it's
it blows my mind because
yeah.
you were brought into our family. You like lived the
I know.
shit.
I
You
know. There's so many messed up
like
shit.
you lived the shit through it, you lived it. So and it was And it hurts me because for my friends who have kids, you know, like even when I was talking to when I look at Becky and her kids were that age, 7, 8 years old. I was that age when that shit starts happening and I look at Lily and it's like, what on earth what could she have possibly done
Exactly.
for
Exactly.
this shit to happen to
Exactly.
what could she have possibly she's 8. What? You know, and I look at my other friends, it's like who have kids, you know, it's like how as a parent, how could you do how? And I stop and it's like mind and I don't my mind just my brain stops there, you know. And not only the fact that it happened to me, I accept this is now part, I accepted it, but I lived through that shit. I lived through it as damaged as I was, but and I think you and I were kind of wondering like what's there's got to be a reason, you know what I mean? There's got to be a reason for it, and that's another thing that I I don't know the reason. That's still the
Right.
whatever it's or the reason why I'm still here. That's I don't know the reason. The reason why I lived through that shit, I don't know either. There's lessons we learned. What's the lesson? Don't know. Maybe you're telling me I'm meant to be here on earth to teach other people. Well, great. I'm supposed to be like people are supposed to learning. Who's watching me? Who's who's I mean, because when all that shit when it's almost like when I was sitting on that gurney lying down and when I was walking through that hospital through Bronson, I could hear my own heartbeat. I could hear nothing, but then you look around, see people just going about their day like they didn't give a shit about me. No one knew. So if I were to die tomorrow, who's gonna know?
But they don't. Well, and maybe that's the whole point. If you were to die tomorrow, who's going to know? Well, your friends will know because you've told the story. The other thing is, maybe that's what you're supposed to do. Maybe that's what this whole thing is about, is to share your story. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, I think my therapist before was saying, you know, since you're like not a victim, a survivor
Mhm.
of the abuse of being a child abuse survivor, to go into those shelters, you know, for abused children, abused women and children, to go to those and like be one of those I don't see myself as a motivational speaker because I mean, hey, I'm one to be chatty Cathy, but to I can tell my story in front of you guys. That's therapy for me. It's therapy because you guys know me, you know my story. But to sit there and talk to strangers about and not knowing what kind of questions I want to be asked and having to talk about it, it was different when I was sitting there talking to Ron about his shit because I mean it was just it was traumatic, yes, but was it easy? No. It wasn't easy talking to him about that shit. But then, I mean, to complete strangers, so even looking at a child's eyes and saying, fuck, and I'd see myself, I'd flash back to that iris and I would remember, I still to this day see flashes of me, what happened at that age. I don't see full pictures, I still see flashes of what happened. Because, you know, my brain just blocks everything out, you know, does a
Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's therapeutic, or maybe it's if your therapist had said something about going into these, whatever. What if you give some child some self esteem or some hope or whatever that would be because you survived it, but also you didn't deserve it? And what if that's what this calling is about? You didn't deserve it, but maybe that's what, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But you think about, what if you helped one kid?
I
I
think then
mean,
it would
you
be
you
worth
didn't
it.
get help, but what if you got one? What if you were able to help one kid? I mean, I don't know. Or I mean, I know that's kind of out there, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think that'll be like all worth it to me. I mean, even like, even
Because
like
you
in
are a
worst case.
caregiver. Obviously, you're
Yeah,
a caregiver. That's the profession you've chosen. So I don't know. Maybe that's what this is supposed to be about. Shit.
maybe. That's something that I might even look into. I thought about it, it's not only therapeutic, but it's like if I could reach just one person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, that's the projected plan that Becky and I were working on is I'm gonna jump on I'm gonna jump on some website. I think there's a website where you can do it for free without having to pay like a shit ton for like a lawyer to get a will written. And then later once that's drafted, I think
I think
Becky
you
and I
can go on a website like LegalZoom. You pay a little bit,
yeah,
but they actually have a lawyer that looks at the document, and they'd be a lawyer in Michigan because you need a lawyer in Michigan to draft, or you
yeah,
should because you're
yeah,
in Michigan. Um, and that might be an option. It's not free, but
no,
it's not a big lawyer fee.
right.
When your brother and I set up the bent photograph, that's what we used was LegalZoom.
Legal Zoom.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm sure there's others ones like that, but it turns out LegalZoom is in downtown Mountain View, and I just drove by it a couple days ago.
Oh,
So
I
I'm
think I know where they are.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen them.
Okay.
But of course, that's just the business side of it. So
So yeah, I'm gonna actually look into that probably. The process of actually looking at to start drafting the will before we even look at the DNR process because I have a lot of things, a lot of like details. I have a lot of brainstorming ideas about the whole DNR thing, but as far as details, I think we'll take one topic and break it apart with Becky like a little chunk at a time because it's just a little too much to do the whole thing at once.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think Becky and I will just take one topic and like expand and then take another one and expand. So that way when we go to my doctor, we can actually present everything to her and then see what she thinks and she can kind of make it formal and then upload that into my chart and then that way because then the will actually has to also be signed by four people like by you Ty, Becky, and Kat, and me, and then signed back, like notarized, filed, and everything. That way, by the time it gets to my doctor, she can already put it into my file, and it's already
Okay, so
final.
so how long do you think do you give yourself time? The reason I ask this is because you have a DNR, and that's what you want to have happen if something were to happen, right? So the fact that you don't have one, what will happen? Let's just say this takes 6 weeks. Shit, I don't know. I'm making up. And something were bad to happen before 6 weeks. What happens?
I still have one that's still in place, but it's not updated.
Got it.
So I still have one in place.
Okay. All
Because
right.
if I did not have one at all in place, they would do CPR.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the one we drafted, but Becky and I, but Becky it's considered unofficial because Becky's signature isn't on it. Becky didn't sign.
The DNR.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She didn't officially her signature, address, and phone number and all that kind of shit. All her stuff is not on it, so it's not technically official. It's on the file though.
And your doctor knows.
Mhm.
But if you get put in an emergency room, unless you have that on your person, how does it come up?
It's it's considered inactive.
Got it. Seems crazy that you can't have that even if you don't have a will.
Yeah. Because it's not technically considered an advance directive. It's actually a will. So It's not an advance directive. Advance directive is just if you're already in an incapacitated state, that's when that's when a DPOA steps in, and that's Becky still. But it's not written in paper.
I see. I see.
Because now they want everything on paper, because they want to cover their asses. They don't want to be like sued by a family or whatever not. So they want to make sure that it's on paper saying that if I'm unable to make my own sound choices, if I slip into a coma, who are they gonna ask? Because if I'm not married, then they'll go, first of all, legally, they go to the parents. And
I
if they
see.
can't go to the parents, they go to the kids. So since, parents, it would go to my parents.
If your parents aren't able to be contacted, then it goes to your brother.
My brother.
And then after your brother,
My brother I would have my life in his hands. Jesus Christ, I'm dead. I fucking just pull the plug.
Yeah, well, I hope that's going to be long far off from now.
That's why I'm kind of like not really postponing it, but kind of like hurrying it also. But it's also at the same time stressful as shit because then
Oh, stressful as shit, I can
it's
imagine.
you don't know how much your assets and shit. I don't even fucking know how to do this stuff, but it's like it's one thing I gotta learn. I gotta figure out how to do.
Yeah.
Like me and fucking accounting, me and numbers, me and talking computers. Don't laugh at me, Ty. Don't talk about computers. Shut up. Don't say anything. Rhetorical. So I don't speak computers. I don't. I don't talk legal jargon. No, nursing. This is my brain is full of nursing.
But you filed your own tax return, you told me.
I did.
So, okay, give
It
yourself
was
credit. Give yourself credit.
I do, but when it comes to computers, this piece of shit better turn on, or I'm just gonna teach it how to swim. So, so, but it's a learning curve for me. So I'm having to do this on my own again, on my own, because I can't ask nobody.
Yeah,
Google, Chat
Google,
GPT.
ChatGPT. Yep. Just think
So
about it when we didn't have
I
ChatGPT,
know,
though.
can you fucking
Yeah.
encyclopedia? Let's go to the fucking library, look
Yeah,
up the card
right.
catalog. God damn. No Google. Who the fuck is Google? That's how old I am.
So
Card
true.
catalog. Encyclopedia. But anyways, that's the plan of action.
Okay.
I will let you guys know. I'll have to update Kat at some other time, but because she's with her kids in the high school basketball, I think that's what she said, high school basketball. So I'm gonna look at how to do that, and then I think I'll focus on the will and try to pick apart pieces of the DNR and see what I'm gonna do there. Maybe trying to update what I currently have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I hate to like bring this. I know it's not what you guys want to hear, but I mean it was hard for me to even talk about it, No, it's Kat. That's Kat right now. She's messaging me. But it was one of the hardest for me to bring up to you guys. Although Becky was probably the only person who was up to date with everything since I talked to Becky a lot. Um, but I think for me it was telling you, Ty, the latest since I don't really talk to you a whole lot. I know I text you once in a while, text you just random shit, but the the really I gotta talk to you stuff. That's not the phone call conversation kind of thing. That's hard to talk, hard to do on the phone, you know.
I got you.
And it's one of the things I just needed to like block in a time, and it's not a conversation that I like, but it's one of those things that need to be had. So it's as far as health It's not as great as, well, we all know that it's not going to get any better. It's just how I'm dealing with it, I guess, on a daily, I think the number one for me is, I think right now it's just pain, managing pain. That's, for me, it's a big thing because, I work Monday through Friday now. And on top of that, I gotta with other stuff and how to manage life outside work, you know, trying to find a life outside of that. Because when I hit work mode, I'm just work mode. I'm a
Yeah.
workhorse. I
Well, and you have a few little projects. This is kind of a big project, though. It's going to take thinking. It's going to take contemplation with as it relates to the DNR or updating the DNR and the will and all those things. So you have some heavy lifting. I think that's a big project.
It is, yeah. It's a lot for me to deal with, and I told this to Becky before. It's such a huge imposition to put her on, but she she said I'm ready, so she's willing to take that head on, and I mean she's basically taking ready to take over for me. So
When that time comes.
yeah, you're muted, Becky. I hope you know that. There you are.
Yeah, not right now though. I'm not ready to take over yet. You still got lots of living to do.
Yeah,
I started to put up a finger earlier for the swear jar when you said something. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I keep eyes on details like that. You had said a foul word and she put a finger up, and I was like, oh, you probably owe somebody money now.
yeah.
That's not
I
a
need to
bad that's
have
not a
one of those
bad thing.
jars. Except my jar would be about this big.
No,
That
no,
that
no. Your
jar
jar needs
actually
to
should
be
go to
like a water
Becky.
jug.
Becky needs that jar because Becky is, I've heard her swear now, what, 5 times in the 5 years I've known Becky. Every time she swears, oh, it's like, what happened? Who pissed her out that she swore? Becky is the one that she never swears. Never.
Good control.
Good.
Never. I still remember the first time she said the F word. I was like, I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk away. So, so yeah, that's the plan of action. The will, picking apart that DNR. I will look into what's that, the film documentary person? What do you call that person who read
Oh,
movies?
maybe you should write to Dr. Phil. Does he even have a show anymore?
I don't even know. Phil. That editor, film documentary editor person thing. I don't know what the hell you want to call those
I
things.
don't know what they call. I don't know what to call it.
Again, I don't know who makes movies. The director. Wait, no. Yeah.
Yeah, the director is a producer.
Cinematographer,
Huh?
a cinematographer,
There.
or a videographer.
Yeah, there you go. If I can't spell it, it's not happening. Cinema.
You could always use ChatGPT to help you.
There
There
you
we go.
go. ChatGPT.
But who's gonna fix that?
And just put it on your phone. What's the name of the person that
You might be 2,500 miles away, buddy, but I can fix that.
Yeah.
Um, okay. So Will DNR film book, my biography. I need to find a title for my biography. Anyways, okay, that's the plan of action.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good. Thanks for the time.
Thank you for the time. Thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you for taking the time.
Mm,
It was well needed.
yeah. All right. Well, projected plan for you California people. We are planning a trip end of October in California.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
End of October?
Okay.
Halloween.
Halloween.
Of course.
Because guess what happened in Halloween? The freaks come out in Halloween. So it's the same crew, like me, Jessica, and I'm trying to gather up girls only crew because every time a guy gets involved, shit gets fucked up. It's like, nope, no more guys. I'm done. Nope. We're just doing girls. So
The same group as last time.
I think we're gonna add on to more. We're just doing girls this time. So
Okay.
Smart choice.
mhm.
Maybe safe choice.
Safe.
There you go. There you go.
I don't need a bodyguard because where I'm going, I got all kinds of bodyguards over there, so I'm good. So, anyways, all right. I will update you as things are progressing with my to-do list of this.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks.
Becky, Ty, it was nice meeting you too.
Nice to meet you as well, Francine. I can't help but wonder if I've met you once before, but like way, way, way,
You have.
way. Yeah, it's been a
You
yeah.
have met her. You know what? You met her on my LVN graduation when Katie was just born. She was
That
barely a
sounds
month
about right.
old. You remember that? When
Yeah.
Katie was just born. She was still in her little car seat.
19 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 20.
That's when I graduated LVN school. Golly, that's how long I've been a nurse. I was
Oh,
just
wow.
19 years. Oh my God. Yeah,
Wow.
July. That's when I graduated LVN school. July was my party, and that day I took up a whole fucking row. You remember that? I took up a whole row. And when they
Yep.
called my name, everybody, yeah! And then, Shorty! Oh God.
Yeah. So Katie was like a month old, right?
Yeah, Katie was just a month old.
Hmm.
Yeah, she was still in her car seat. And that's when the first time, I think that's when you met her, Francine.
That would make sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
God, 19 years. See, yeah, 19 years a nurse. Damn. This is a long time.
Damn. Very good.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it'll be 20 years actually this year.
Yeah, be 20. It'd be 20 years in July.
Yeah.
Damn.
Uh
Jeez.
huh. Time flies when you're having fun.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
lots of
yeah, it
fun.
does.
Lots of fun. Loads and loads of fun. But let me know when Mash you're having fun. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
All right,
I
guys.
will update. Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no. I will
Yeah.
update you guys when I get some when I get the ball rolling on this stuff. Okay.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take
Good
care.
night. Love
Good
you.
night.
Okay. Love you.
Love you
You
too.
too.
Bye.
Bye.